Join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord, help and guide us to make the best possible decisions we can make for the city of Boonville and its citizens. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Steve.
Roll call.
Young,
Here.
Meadows, Coward,
Here.
Harville,
Here.
Elbert,
Here.
Venable,
Here.
Davis,
Here.
Bechtel.
Here.
Welcome, everybody. Item 3, hearing of citizens' comments. If you'd like to come up to the podium, please do. Remember that you have 5 minutes.
My name is Heather Overstreet. I don't know about you guys, but I like walking around in a circle in peace. And what I'm referring to is Rolling Hills. I just wanted to bring something up real quick about Rolling Hills. I love that park so much. And I am, I guess, technically submitting a complaint, but I also would like to submit a solution as well. So what I've been seeing at Rolling Hills, it's my favorite place, one of my favorite places here in town, is there's so many people that are walking on Rolling Hills, like a lot of pedestrians. There's also a lot of cars, and a lot of cars that drive very fast. And the road goes nowhere, it's just a circle. Additionally, at night, there's a lot of cars that have been parking to partake in illegal activities, and I've witnessed this. There's also some stories circling around on Facebook about men harassing women there too. Likely they're not from here, but either way, that's not cool. I'm complaining about the cars driving too fast around that circle. I really think a pedestrian or a dog or something like that is going to get hit. And my solution is to not allow cars to drive on a walking path. I think that if you're going to weigh options, I think it's less controversial to not let cars drive on the trail than it is to have both. So anyway, that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well done. Anybody else? Whoop. Yes, sir.
How y'all doing? I'll try to make this pretty quick. I wasn't here on the 6th, so I made sure to, put everything on paper. That way I'm not grasping for straws here. Might take a little bit longer than 5 minutes, hopefully not. So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Clinton Barger. Most of you know who I am, but for those of you that do not and those that are watching at home, I'm a current employee with the City of Boonville, where I've worked for the last 8 years as a police officer, performed a number of tasks for the agency. I'm a current instructor, field training officer, supervisor, and your current canine handler. And I have 12 years of law enforcement experience. Today I'm here to talk to you about the city personnel manual that is being considered for the second time, along with my concerns for the police department and the city. I'll start by saying I personally find it hard to believe the exact bill with 0 changes can even be considered again when it's already failed to pass, and that failure wasn't properly reconsidered in accordance to Boonville City Ordinance Section 2-126, reconsideration of bills. I'm no lawyer, but maybe Brad can add clarity to this later. If it is because it has been assigned a new bill number, then I find this to be a horrible tactic and unbecoming of those before me. I also find it odd that such an important bill wasn't originally considered on a date where all members could be present. However, I'm not going to wander off into my theories about why that was done. The personnel manual has a lot of good in it, from the ability for anyone to stop an employee they believe to be impaired, to adding extra vacation time for new hires, even recognizing Juneteenth, even though we should already been doing that. Just like how we should already be recognizing every holiday, or at least supplementing them with floating ones. Because let's be honest, the City of Boonville has become great at adhering to the federal minimum standard in some areas, but not others. Over my time here, I've watched as employees have lost the simple base insurance, which was once covered by the city. I've even seen the rise in insurance costs and the forced change in the way we at the police department handled our schedules, moving to the disaster which is the FLSA 86-hour pay periods. This was briefly mentioned by Sergeant Wack last session, where he tried to explain how we had a system that worked for years, and this system has how this new system has basically destroyed our recruitment and retention. However, I also have seen a few improvements: the increase of our retirement, the adding of a time clock system, which is finally ensuring employees are being compensated for all the hours they have worked, when previously we were not. However, I do not feel that these things alone are a big enough offset to stop the tidal wave of short staffing and crime that is going to come for this city. To echo Michael Moore, who was here on the 6th, the city is already way behind other municipalities in these areas. And when it comes to the police department, the Band-Aid of sponsoring officers isn't going to fix it for long, if at all. I was recommending we sponsor people in 2020, and I was told no. In comparison to other agencies, we don't offer sign-on bonuses, retention bonuses, lateral transfer programs, take-home cars, extra pay for extra duties, such as being a field training officer, an instructor, or an evidence technician. We don't even offer a simple shift differential for those stuck working on a night shift. And now we want to take away comp time. As a city, we could offer to pay 100% of our employees' family medical insurance, which is a huge benefit that I see offered by a number of smaller municipalities, or even a variety of short-term or long-term disability packages when someone is hurt, but we do not. So what true benefit remains here for the younger generation? And I won't even get started on the policies within the department that are driving people away, or the discrepancies with the pay and how it is inaccurately being represented to the public. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm lucky to have the respect and the confidence of a number of members within the patrol division and dispatch. So I can tell you as I stand here today that there are already new recruits that are considering leaving when their contract is up. This is a hard reality of today's police force, and if we do not change, we will continue to fall behind. I speak to you plainly now, as I believe in just doing the right thing. Chief Ayers will tell you that I've never been afraid to speak my mind or having a frank conversation with him. I tell my children to speak the truth, even if it costs them everything, and hopefully this costs me nothing. The officers, deputies, and troopers I work with like the joke and say working with me is like working with an institution. One specifically says I'm a moral absolutist, and he can always count on me to do the morally correct thing. That is why I'm here today, because this is the right decision for the guys I work with and all those afraid to come up here for themselves.
There you go. That's your 5.
Okay.
Good job. Anybody else? Okay. Approval of the minutes, the October 6th council. Any changes or corrections? Then they will stand as submitted. Item 5, consent items. A, consider pay app number 7 in the amount of $153,666.00 to Spectrum Environmental for asbestos and lead abatement at A&D Barracks at Fort Kemper Park.
We can do all of them at the same time.
Why don't we do all 3 of them at the same time?
Yeah.
Item B, consider pay app number 8 in the amount of $48,538.33 to GBH Builders Incorporated for YMCA renovations. That's on page 9. Item C, consider pay app number 9, final, in the amount of $10,821.91 to GloveCon for City Hall remodel. That's on page 13.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion we approve the above consent items.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I will second.
Got a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Marvel,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes.
Okay, item 6, presentation of accounts and claims. On page 15, we have Parks and Water. Any questions?
She'll have to read that.
Where is it read?
It's on page 15.
Oh, it's on page,
Yeah, Kim,
that's what it was.
Amber will read it.
Be it ordained by the council of the city of Boonville as follows. Section 1, for the purpose of paying salaries in various accounts against the city of Boonville, which have been allowed by the council at the regular meeting thereof on October 20th, 2025, the sum of $639,156.98. General fund, $187,801.08. Sanitation, $8,885.43. CIP tax, $17,506.21. Waterworks, $63,117.82. Capital projects, $0.00. Wastewater, $25,570.89. Tourism, $10,381.65. Gaming, $19,222.50. Parks and Water, $306,671.40. Kemper sales tax, $0.00. Economic Development Project, $0.00. Section 2, the accountant is hereby authorized and instructed to draw checks on the respective city bank accounts in favor of the persons whose salaries and accounts have been allowed as above, amounting to $639,156.98, being the total amount of money being appropriated. Section 3, this ordinance shall take effect and be enforced from and after its passage. First reading, October 20th, 2025. Read for the second time this October 20th, 2025, since a copy is made available prior to the meeting.
Second reading title only.
Ordinance appropriating money.
Mayor, I move that we approve this ordinance appropriating money.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Questions or comments? Roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes.
Item 7, unfinished business. A, fourth reading of bill number 2025-009, authorizing and approving the annexation of Ballparks Central, easy for you to say, approximately 32 acres. It starts on page 16.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri annexing certain contiguous territory owned by Kim Brady located at 17120 Jackson Road and associated tracts, Cooper County, Missouri, into the City of Boonville, Missouri, zoning the property as CP Commercial District, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
We're looking for a motion?
We would like a motion to.
I'd make a motion.
I'd make a motion that we approve bill number 2025-09.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Questions or comments?
Just to make sure, did we approve the agreement with the water supply?
We have the first reading tonight. The
First.
second reading will be at the next meeting in November, but the water district is in agreement with our negotiations.
Okay.
Good question. Anybody else?
The city's commitment on infrastructure development, build-out, when does that begin effectively, if it's all approved?
So the only thing we really will do on our end is at some point in time, we'll talk to the county about extending Jackson Road, taking over the,
Yep.
right now where we stop and where they start, pushing it. I think it's about 150 to 175 feet. I kind of haven't had that conversation. I'm not thinking the county would say no to it, but I wanted to get the water district stuff negotiated out first. And we'll probably look at doing that project potentially in-house, but once this is approved, then I'll probably set Scott loose at looking at it and planning it and seeing if we can take it on in-house to pave it,
Yep,
or if we need, but I would say within 2 years.
okay.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes,
Item B, Second reading of bill number 2025, amending the personnel manual effective November 1, 2025. Starts on page 35.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, amending the Boonville Code of General Ordinances, Section 2-35, adopting the November 1, 2025 City of Boonville Personnel Manual, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Is there a motion?
I make a motion we approve this amendment.
Okay,
I'm sorry, this bill.
got a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you.
I do have some questions, though.
That's part of the process. All right, questions? Let's go.
Just wanted to review the survey that was done by the police department for the comp time versus overtime before we were to make a vote on this.
Okay. That was
Are you
what he
asking
didn't.
staff?
I want, or Randy or someone
Okay.
to come up if they want.
I'll have Randy come up but I have it too. You guys have it in your
Yep.
packet.
I just want to make sure we bring that to light.
I would back that up, yeah.
Where's it at in your packet?
The last page.
Towards the end.
Page 214.
Yep.
Very end.
I think it's in your packets there, what I sent out as the survey. The survey results were, preferred comp time was 2 officers. Preferred overtime pay was 5 officers. Neutral or no preference was 4. Those are what I offered. Everybody that took the survey wanted basically another box there, and so we allowed that, and they said preferred to have choice of comp time or overtime pay. That was 12.
So Randy, so part of them had one survey and part of them ended up with a survey that they kind of added their own response?
Yes.
Okay.
There's 28 people available to respond because we do not have officers filled every position. And we had a total response of 23 that left 5 that didn't respond at all.
So even the choice really is they're deciding to go with comp time as an option, right?
They want either or, is basically how. They want
Which
to have
is
the decision of
basically-
comp time or overtime.
But I mean, you have that now, it's discretionary.
That's how it is
you know,
right now,
yeah.
yes.
So it's obvious they're definitely wanting that. 12, you said?
Yeah, there was 12 that voted that way, correct.
Well. So,
And Kate, the discretion of comp time versus overtime is in the hands of the department head, is that correct?
It's in the department heads currently in the manual, yes.
So, I'm glad we're having all this discussion because there's a lot to this particular instance. One thing, the comp time versus overtime pay is obviously a big one. The other one though is awarding more time to younger employees. So, I want to make sure that we're looking at this holistically because to the comments earlier, it's a great thing of what can we do to retain, and retaining is very, very difficult. So helping a part of this, other than the comp time versus overtime discussion, is awarding more vacation, which I don't want to lose. I think that's a very important piece of this bill. I also think it's very, very important that we reward people for their time. And I want to reward people for their time, especially as we get into the fire department and the police department. So this is a complex bill. There's multiple pieces. This is one, but the others are important. The Juneteenth federal holiday, that's fine. That's a federal thing. But we need to make sure we're looking at it holistically is my only comment. So if something happens on this one topic of comp time versus overtime, I think we need to have options for the other things that are in this bill. I completely understand the survey, but that's something we need to look at. So as council members, we need to make sure we're taking into consideration the brunt and the holistic part of this thing, or proposing something different that helps everyone involved.
The other thing is,
Go ahead. I was just gonna ask you, give me your, if you're comfortable with it, give me a breakdown of how we mechanize that thought, right? Because I agree with you. I definitely don't want to go and push.
So,
Because we're not really given a whole lot of direction, right? By the survey, we're all kind of standing in the middle. And I agree with you on the long-term holistic impact. What's your thought on resolution?
so my personal opinion on this, and this is someone, so I know we have a couple of people in the room, I've never worked in law enforcement, I've never worked on the fire department, never worked for the city of Boonville other than my,
Yep.
council. But what I have found is we have to be careful with a small police force that with the awarding of comp time, we're not putting other officers or fire personnel at a detriment.
Yep.
When we reward people for their time immediately in that time frame, in that pay period, the resolution is closed, so to speak. So it's simpler. But I also want to make sure we're taking into consideration what we're talking about here. The comp time is an important aspect of their total compensation. I totally understand that. But we need to make sure that that's not harming anyone else within the department.
That was my concern, is across, every department within the city. If we focus on comp time for the police and then we take away, earlier vacation time, then you're affecting more the public works and everyone else. So we got to make sure we're looking at it.
And I do think another aspect of this, which we need to at least consider probably, is there's been a lot of legislative changes regarding overtime in the last 6 months. Which means, in this case, it's great, there is not taxes withheld on overtime pay. So that time and a half
Got cheaper.
is really time and a half. So it might be better, I am not on their pay scale, so I don't know this. It might be better, monetarily speaking, to take the money and not the time. But I don't know that. I am not in their shoes. I'm not wearing their uniform. But it is something that I think we need to consider, because with the legislative changes that came out, $40 an hour is now $40 an hour, and it's not $32 an hour after taxes and things. So there's a lot here, which is weird timing, I know, but all things to consider.
Yeah, so the first two times we even brought this up, and the first time it actually came to, come through first reading, second reading, and we denied it. The whole idea of comp time wasn't brought up. Nobody talked about it. I didn't even think it was an issue. And I've never had comp time. I don't even have a pot or a horse in the race, But hearing what we have from the police officers, I think it's in our best interest to keep it as an option. And, really, I love having their involvement in the meetings. I think it's great. I think that they need to be vocal. We need to have vocal citizens. It's something that, like I said, it came through first reading and second reading, and nothing was ever said about comp time. And now it's taken almost, let's bring it back up, But the more vocal people are, the more we know about these things, the better. And now that we do know, I think it's in our best interest to strike that part of the manual if we can at this point.
You can amend whatever you want. It just, as a Robert's Rules of Order, there would need to be an amendment, and that needs to be voted on first.
Yes.
And then it'll go back to the bill as amended.
So can I ask an operational question about getting here? Because there's benefits on both sides, right? To your point, if you look at these through different weights, there are different people and different groups of people that want it a different way. Have we, and we may have done this, but is it an option potentially to slow this down and potentially put a working group together from different areas of the city to say which of these things, even if we don't get it, we're never going to get it right. We're never going to get it perfect. I don't think we'll ever, there's never been a personnel manual or an operational procedure that's ever been great for everyone, but good negotiation is everybody giving up a little bit to get the greater good. Have we pursued that as an option to put together, deputize someone or a group of people from each of these groups to sit down and say, here are the benefits, here are the, the implications, and then everybody come to terms on this? Because the last thing we want to do, last thing I personally want to do, is make a decision sitting up here that affects people that operate and work in jobs that I have never sat in my life. What are our options, I guess, operationally to move forward with a little bit more democratic approach to how we do this? Is
Well,
there?
I think, do we even have time? We need to have an employee manual, and right now we're operating not with one, right? Is that correct?
Correct.
If I can interject just for a second, that's why I came back, and Officer Barlow, this might go back to your question. At the very file, if you guys remember, the very next city council meeting, after it was voted down, when we only had, I think at that point, we had 5 council members here, and that was just coincidence. That was completely unintended, but that was what it was. And then I believe Councilperson Davis is the one that asked the question, what do we do now? My concern at that point was we don't have a personnel manual. And so the question was, can we bring this back up and reintroduce it? We had to start with a different ordinance number, but it was brought back up at the very next city council meeting. My concern from a legal standpoint is we don't have an operational manual for me to enforce if there are people under the influence that are on our payroll, or enforcing at this point, starting to accrue additional vacation time. It's not in place yet. If that's something that everyone's pushing for, it
Aren't
can't
we
start.
working on the old personnel manual
Yeah,
right now?
I just want to, let me go back to your question. So I
Sorry,
think
we're
what,
throwing a lot
it's
of stuff
okay.
at you. Yeah.
I think what you could do is you could strike the change, or you can amend the change. You could say, we want to amend the bill to leave it the same. I want to amend the bill to change the amount, the cap on the comp time. I want to amend the bill to say that it's at the city administrator's discretion instead of the department head. Any of those things are possible tonight. You could just say we want to amend it to the original language and then approve the rest of it. At that point in time, you could do nothing, because then nothing has changed. The comp time is still there at the same verbiage it has always been. And then proceed onward and not worry about the comp time, or I guess if council desired to have some kind of further working group, that would be your choice.
Can
But
I propose an approach then? And
Yeah. Go ahead, Steve. He's like, I want to
did you
talk.
whistle at me?
I'm sorry.
okay.
I think it comes down to choice. Right now, they can either choose overtime or they can choose comp time, right?
Correct.
So, I mean, everybody's happy with that, it seems. You're taking choice away from
Right.
the officers and other employees. So I think you ought to just, sounds like they
Go back
don't
to
like you
work.
taking your choice away.
Go back to where we were.
Just leave it the
That's
way
what
it
you're
was,
saying.
if everybody was happy with it, yeah.
But you could just amend it, because I think the extra vacation days, the extra holiday,
I mean,
like
that-
to Andrew's point, there's a lot of good things in this bill. Like,
And that-
we've never been to hurt anybody's benefits.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we've
guess.
never come up
I
here
guess
saying,
I'll just reiterate,
you know,
and I'm perfectly willing to make an amendment to
Yeah.
my motion, but I don't want one topic to take the place of 4 other really nice topics that are gonna help all of our employees.
Right.
So I'm prepared, dare I? I would like to make an amendment to my original motion that we proceed with the changes, leaving the choice of comp time versus overpay up to the department head.
As a permanent solution or as a temporary pending working
I
group or
will
committee?
leave that off of it because this will be what we will
I would
adopt.
defer to the council, but at this point, to put a personnel manual in place, because this can be reviewed again at a later
It's
time.
annual. Is it
or we
annual?
could have an ad hoc
Just
meeting
anytime, yeah.
Anytime.
or something
So we
else
don't
before
need a-
next year's manual,
Yeah, so we don't need a timestamp on this. This is just what we're going with now. We will have a manual in place. We will have the discretion of the department heads as we do today. Okay, so let me try this again.
Go ahead, and then I'll
Okay.
say what I was going to say.
Okay, I would like to make a motion that we adopt the changes to the personnel manual, excluding moving away from comp time and deferring that to department heads as clearly stated already.
I will
Second.
second that. I
There
will
is a
second
second, we got a motion and a second.
I was just gonna say, Tanner, typically, we amend our personnel manuals to take effect April 1, just at the timing of our fiscal year.
Yeah.
We did this one early primarily because we're moving to the new time clock system, so we were trying to put the extra accrued vacation in and all of those things into the new system and not have to go back. So, but you can amend the personnel manual anytime you want.
Okay, okay. So they don't need to be dependent? It's easier if we don't?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay, so
Got
you
a
had a
motion?
second, correct?
Motion and a second.
Okay,
Any
so
discussion
further
on
discussion on this particular topic?
Is this amendment or the adoption?
Just the amendment is the only discussion we're having at this point in time, and then you'll vote.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, do we know where we are?
No?
They need to vote on the
No.
amendment.
You vote on the amendment.
Roll call.
We're voting on.
So what was the amendment, just to keep the comp time?
To keep the
To
verbiage
give
in
the
the
option.
comp time.
To amend
To
the
keep all of the other proposed language and the changes to the personnel manual, except
Okay,
for,
that's too much.
It's on YouTube, don't worry.
It's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Okay.
For better, for
So,
worse.
Hey, man.
okay, so Coward and Venable on the amendment, right?
Tanner.
Tanner.
Tanner had the second.
Tanner had the
Oh, I thought.
Whitney
I-
had the original.
where's the,
We're-
that
we're
was the
doing the
first and the
amendment.
second on the amendment.
YouTube.
This is just ridiculous.
Governing's a challenge.
Don't feel like a Lone Ranger.
So, never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Motion, second. Roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
amendment.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes.
And we'll make a note on the calendar to talk about it
Wait,
again.
wait.
Oh, no, we
Is there any more discussion on the rest of the personnel manual
don't. As amended.
as amended? Then
Roll call.
we're ready for roll call.
What?
Yeah.
On the
That was-
amended bill.
We had a motion on the manual also, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we do.
Yes,
So we have
we
to,
did.
close- we have to close that.
Yep.
Okay, roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Motion passes. Item C, second reading of bill number 2025-024, authorizing and approving an agreement for depository bank bids. It's on page 85.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri approving the depository agreement between the City of Boonville, Missouri and BTC Bank with a complimentary pledge and custodial agreement for securities interest in a, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Mayor, I move that we approve this ordinance.
Thank
Second.
you for the motion. Who seconds?
I got it.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Questions, comments? Roll call.
Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes.
Okay, new business. First reading of bill, item A, excuse me. First reading of bill number 2025-025, approving an intergovernmental agreement with Consolidated Public Water Supply District Number 1 of Cooper County. It's on page 113.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri authorizing and approving an intergovernmental agreement by and between the City of Boonville, Missouri and the Consolidated Public Water Supply District 1 of Cooper County to supply water for recently annexed properties along Jackson Road, Ballpark Central, and 98 Investments, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Motion?
We don't, this is first reading.
That was first reading.
Yep, these are all first readings.
Excuse me. Item B, first reading of bill number 2025-026, authorizing execution of state block grant agreement with Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission to secure funding for airport improvements, page 124.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri authorizing execution of a state block grant agreement with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission in regard to Airport Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act funding for Missouri Department of Transportation, project number 23039A-1 for the taxi lanes reconstruction and rehabilitation at Jesse Vertle Memorial Airport.
Okay, item C, first reading of bill number 2025-027, approving a preliminary site plan for 2415 Mid-America, Industrial Drive.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri approving the preliminary site plan for AECI Utility Solutions, 2415 Mid-America Industrial Drive, Boonville, Cooper County, Missouri, providing an effective date, therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Item D, first reading of bill number 2025-028, amending chapter 14 relating to the sale of fireworks in city limits, page 205.
An ordinance of the City of Boonville, Missouri, amending Chapter 14 offenses miscellaneous, providing an effective date therefore, and repealing all ordinances in conflict with this ordinance.
Item 9, reports of standing committees, Street and Alley Board. Any questions, thoughts?
Just a few comments. Oh, no, sorry, I was on street, alley, and sanitation. Is this the same thing?
Yep.
Okay, so, yeah, we had a
Oh,
meeting.
no, I guess not,
Is
sorry.
it not? There's two. I didn't know which one
There's
was
two, sorry.
which. I'll wait for B.
Okay, B, street, alley, and sanitation meeting minutes.
Yeah, I don't believe there's minutes in the packet, although I could be wrong. I didn't see them. But we had a good meeting. We did have some citizens come discuss potential changes on 3rd Street and some speeding concerns on 3rd Street, which we're considering, and I know that Jeff's here. So anyway, otherwise, quick meeting, and no further action right now, but we might have something for the council in the coming months.
And you were correct, it wasn't in the packet.
Okay.
Item C, Planning and Zoning Commission.
It's pretty detailed. If you look at the new business, items C and D are direct results from the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Pretty exciting stuff coming to Boonville. So, yeah, read through C and D, a couple of buildings that have been set vacant for a while, finding good uses. So it's pretty awesome.
That is great cause for celebration for those of us that worked out in that area of town and drove by it day after day, year after year, decade after decade.
Oh, yeah.
Item C, Planning and Zoning Commission, October 14.
Nope, we already did that one.
So I just did
Police
that.
board.
Item D, Police Board meeting, page 210.
It was canceled due to lack of quorum.
Okay. Item 10, reports of city officials. I have no comments. City Administrator.
Just a couple brief comments. One, I did a final walkthrough today with the Spectrum, who's doing the asbestos and lead abatement at A&D Barracks. So they are done. They have, A Barracks is completely done and ready for Chris Ailes to come in and start doing demolition and then rehab. They are waiting to hear back on the last wipe sample, the lead wipe sample that they have to do for a clearance at D Barracks. They did that last week. We're hoping for a positive result. This is, I know you guys have heard me say this a couple times, but the lead sample clearance is very difficult to maintain because they used lead in the floor, they used lead in everything, and so they cleaned it, and then when they didn't pass those, they most recently have sealed it. This is the second time they've sealed the floor to try to encapsulate again anything in there, so the numbers keep going down, so we're hopeful that this will be the final one. If not, they'll go seal it one more time, and eventually we'll get there, but that building will eventually get there where we need it to be, and then Chris will be ready to take that one over as well. So I'm hopeful that maybe by the end of the year, the building transfer will occur. And just for those who maybe weren't here when we did all this, the city doesn't actually currently own those buildings. They're owned by the BCDC, so they'll effectuate the transfer of ownership. And so that will be an exciting day. And then also, I was just gonna say, did the fire truck come today? No. It's on its way.
Aw, really?
So the new fire truck is coming soon. New to us, I guess is the right word to say. And so when it does come, I'm sure Tim will let you guys know, or he'll let me know, and all you guys are welcome to come by and get the grand tour. So that will be a good addition to the fleet.
Just a short comment on Kemper for those of us that were involved when it went bankrupt. This is God given. This could be the last expense we have on the building.
We have more buildings, yes.
Yes,
Grounds,
that's why
no.
I said, I didn't say buildings, I didn't say grounds. I mean, we're proud of the grounds. Holy smokes. That's just a wonderful campus. But for those of us that have watched all those dollars go away, it's kind of neat to see them stop.
I also just want to
Got it for a pretty good price.
I also just want to congratulate one more thing. Miko celebrated their 40th business anniversary this past weekend, so congratulations to them. We're lucky to have them as staff engineers, and it was a good time. Jeff, Amber, and I went and celebrated with them. So thanks for the invite, but also congratulations.
Pat yourself on the back. City clerk,
Nothing.
city councilor.
Just very briefly, so everyone can get out of here. New business, Part A, that was the intergovernmental agreement, that's the water buyout. There was a proposed memorandum of agreement in your packet. Then that, circling back to, I think, some questions that were asked about that, we did make the buyout agreement contingent on the annexation, so we need, now that's past tense, we've passed the annexation, so we can move forward with this, with the proposal to go ahead and get this done, lock in that actual payoff, so we can have those waters. Then we're gonna start going to our infrastructural development and whatnot. If anyone has any questions between now and the second reading, by all means, let me know. And then in section D of new business, the sale of fireworks, Cy can speak on this next meeting, but a lot of good possibilities coming to City of Boonville. We've drafted the new ordinance that's in your packet, and it is still going to strictly regulate fireworks within the city, but it's gonna allow us to potentially bring in a new business in town, that's employment and sales tax revenue. So again, if anyone has any questions between now and the second reading, let me know.
Okay. Miscellaneous, A, salt bids.
Jeff?
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. So we put out for bids for 6 different vendors. We had 3 people respond to it. 2 of them did not, 2 of the 3 that responded did not actually bid on it, so we actually only had 1 bid. And that's why that's like that, so I think that maybe we
I'm
ought
not
to
sure
take
it made
that.
it
It's
to the
just a few
packet.
dollars less than it's been over the last few
We didn't
years.
see it.
We didn't see it.
Oh, you
sorry.
It wasn't in the packet?
I don't know what happened to the miscellaneous
No, it
notes
wasn't.
that are in the bottom, so now I feel
And were
bad.
your minutes supposed to be in there?
Yeah.
Because those weren't in there.
We had all
either.
3 of those things that were supposed to be on there.
We'll have to look at the
Yeah,
system.
we'll have to figure out what
Why
happened.
don't you tell them how much we're paying for
Go
salt?
It was $89.18 a ton, somewhere right in that area.
How much was it,
And in the
Jim?
past, it was 86 something, at this time it was 89 something. I don't have that in front of me either.
Yeah, 'cause I remember some bids like in the 115.
To what?
I said I remember some bids in like the 115
Yeah,
and stuff like that in the
it's-
past, so that
it's
doesn't
a
sound
reasonable
bad.
bid. It's the same people that we've had for the last 3 years, so,
And that's all in, delivered?
yeah,
Here?
delivered and
Yeah.
everything to our bin. We've actually been cutting back over the last couple of years, so we did the rotating, so we kind of almost got rid of the whole building, salt in all the building, just to kind of get it all rotated, so we're ready to fill it back up again now.
We do need a motion on that, please.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Got a motion and a second?
I'll try to make
Questions,
sure we get that in
comments?
the next one, so you can actually see what it looks like that way too.
We'll send it in an email.
Okay.
Hold on, I was not expecting that.
Okay.
Y'all are wearing me out. Yep. Okay, who's,
Whitney first, Drew second.
and then who was second?
Drew.
Okay. Young,
Yes.
Coward,
Yes.
Harville,
Yes.
Elbert,
Yes.
Venable,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Bechtel.
Yes.
Passes.
Let's keep Columbia jealous of our snow removal this year. It's always nice to hear.
All right. Public Works Monthly Report, September 2025. Item
See,
B.
that stuff didn't get in there. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I'll send it all out tomorrow.
Any comments or thoughts on
It's
it?
just the standard weather, water,
Right.
sewer.
I just can't believe it didn't make it in with the other 215
250
pages.
pages. Yeah, because we needed another 10 or 12
We hit a
pages.
maximum, I
Might be
think,
a
record.
we capped out on
Right.
packet size.
Miscellaneous item C, Police Department Employee Survey.
That was in there.
Got that one covered. That one made it.
It's all covered, so those are all done. Any further business before the board?
I had one miscellaneous, just to.
Speak up, please.
I had one miscellaneous, I just wanted to bring it back up. Heather talked a little bit about Rolling Hills and the driving through there. What is what's the rules down there, and when do we ever shut the gate, I guess?
Well, Paul can speak to this topic as well. I mean, we have shut it for bad weather, those sort of things, and we did do a test run of actually closing the park probably a long time ago
We
now.
tried that several years ago, and it's kind of a 50-50 deal. There is no gate. I mean, there's a gate at the entrance to the whole park. We can shut off the whole park.
Yeah,
We don't do that very often, but if the weather gets bad enough, we will. But as far as just the loop, it's a mile loop around there. We tried that, and it kind of got a 50-50 response. 50% of the people wanted it closed off, and the other 50 wanted to be able to, they like to drive around. So, we can do it either way. I have no problems either way. It doesn't bother me, but I don't want to make, one of those things. I don't know how you're gonna make everybody happy. If you close it off, you're gonna make some mad, and if we've got cameras right there at the entrance, so we can see anybody that comes in to that, up to the entrance going around the loop, and then once you get around the loop, we can't,
yeah.
so.
I was just wondering what the rules were. I have been down there where people have been speeding through there.
Oh, there
It's
has been.
like-
It's a 15-mile-an-hour speed limit, and they do fly around there, and I feel bad for the walkers. I don't have a problem blocking it off. It doesn't bother me one bit, so, but.
I think we all, as council members, probably need to talk to our constituents and try to get interest or what people actually say.
Yeah.
But thank you, I didn't know.
Park
You're
there
welcome.
on Ashley Road.
We should probably pull any recorded incidents or anything out there as well, because they're all individual sample sizes, right? If we could look at and I don't know how much is patrolled out there, if there's been any accidents or people hurt, but any quantitative information.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great park. It's great for, usually I'll walk it and then I'll drive it, it's a great place. I don't know if we had good data on timing of when we had the most walkers and we want to do a cycle of when we can maybe put gates up just around it for certain times or something, no cars between 4 and 6 or something. I don't know, but it might be something to consider. It's a wonderful asset to the city of Boonville, but as always, a few bad apples can kind of ruin the whole thing. So, and I have seen people on the backside of their, I don't know what they're up to, but it's you'd be curious. So
Sit there and feed the deer and stuff.
yeah, so there's a balance there, but we just need more information on it.
Measurable.
I don't disagree with what Heather said she sees, and we all kind of know that that's kind of a thing, and there was some attention this week, so.
Andrew, that's a good idea.
It might be
Honestly,
something that
timing.
we need some more information on, and if we can do a rolling shutdown, people know it, but it's tricky, it really is, to Paul's point.
We do record any incidences of vandalism or anything like that at that point in time. We will go back and look at the cameras and then we bookmark those incidences.
Randy, as it relates to patrols on that, is it just part of the normal patrol cycle?
Officers do go down through there. You're not gonna be able to catch a speeder down there. It's gonna be
Yeah.
hard to catch a speeder.
Yeah.
They're so sporadic when they go in the car.
Right.
How many in the room have been down there and done the walking?
No.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
in my last recovery, I spent several laps out there. It's an absolutely fantastic asset. I agree with you all. Whatever we have to do to protect it and maintain it, we need to do it.
It would be awful if someone got hit, or even if a pet got hit.
We'll look and see what mechanisms we might have to do some counting. We might be able to think creatively about that.
Yeah.
And then,
Is there a way to actually measure it? Because I do like that idea. Because a lot of
Well,
people go walk in the morning, a lot of people.
Jeff,
yeah.
well, Jeff or Randy, we have the radar thing that tracks count and speed And I don't know.
We've even got rainers,
That'd probably count vehicles
people
too.
that just absolutely get out there during the rain.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have options. It's
Yeah,
just,
we'll just-
we just need more
Yeah,
information.
we'll look into it and then maybe I'll let you know some thoughts that we have next week. Or next November, whatever, whenever we're meeting.
There's plenty of places for people to ride around, but there's not that
Yeah.
many places you can walk
A
safely.
lot of older folks though, I mean, I have family members, they'll drive out there and like you're saying, feed the deer, or look at the birds,
Watch
like it's
the
a nice way to
wildlife.
get out,
Exactly.
right? If you live in
And
town,
do
it
the,
feels
do the
like
cross
that.
paths too, which are,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they're easy to get on to and they're safe.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, huge asset. What else we got?
How's the infrastructure project? Are we making headway?
It had a rough start, but, I think we're making headway now, right? We're still at the same.
Yeah, we're still on Range Road.
Yeah, it took us a little while to locate the water line. Am I saying that right? I'm like.
about 60 to 800 for 100 feet done a day.
Okay.
And then from there, I think they said they were gonna move to 4th Street, so whoever asked me about 4th Street. So that's going, and then I don't know where they're going from there. And there may be some weather,
Hopefully the
there may
weather
be a weather
cooperates,
break,
yeah.
honestly, so. And I think I looked back, is that, how long is that, is it a year contract?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a year contract, so likely there will be a pause, and then we'll start again.
Motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Got it.
Second.
Vote with your feet.